नमस्कार, मी वैशाली लाड सावंगीकर आदर्श विद्यालय चिखली जिल्हा बुलढाणा येथे इंग्रजी विषयाची शिक्षिका म्हणून कार्यरत आहे. पुणे येथील इझी टेस्ट ॲप आणि आदर्श विद्यालय चिखली यांच्या एकत्रित प्रयत्नाने मी हा व्हिडिओ सादर करीत आहे. टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस द ॲक्टिव्हिटीज इन इंग्लिश वर्कशॉप ऑफ द पोएम 1.1 द टीनेजर्स प्रेयर. So first activity in English workshop is choose the correct alternative and complete the given sentences. So two options are given for each sentence. We have to choose the proper one here. The first sentence is, according to the poet, blank are brought by each new day. The options are new beginnings, new endings, and the right option is new beginnings. Second sentence is, we must decide to take the road which leads to blank, and the options are great distress, great success. Here the correct option is great success. Next sentence is, the poet prays to the Lord to help him stand for what is blank, and the options are might, right, and here the correct option is right. And the last sentence in this activity is, the poet wants to see that his teenage years have been the blank years of his life. Here the options are worst and best, and the correct option is best. Now turning towards the second activity. So in this second activity we have to find out the pairs of rhyming words from the poem. And understand students, to solve this activity we have to keep our textbook with us. So we must keep your textbook with us and then solve the remaining activities. So here we have to find out the pairs of rhyming words from the poem. So 4 or 5 pairs are there. In each stanza of the poem there is one pair of rhyming word, and those rhyming words are make, take, success, distress, see, me, way, day, etc. Then third activity is, what is the rhyme scheme of the poem? Choose the correct one from the following options. Now here 4 options are given to choose the correct rhyme scheme. But before choosing the right option, we have to first understand what do you mean by rhyme scheme.
Start.
Here we have one stanza of the poem written on this page. So first we have to remember two important things while we are going to decide the rhyming scheme of the poem. First important thing is, while deciding rhyming scheme, we must have a rhyming pair in the stanza. And second important thing, while writing the rhyming scheme, we must have to take only small letters. Capital letters should be totally avoided to write rhyming scheme. So here we will observe the first stanza of the poem and then decide the rhyming scheme. So I will explain you how to decide the rhyming scheme of each and every stanza. In this stanza, we have one rhyming pair, that is make and take. But while deciding rhyming scheme, we have to take in our purpose all the 4 lines which are there in the stanza. So we have to start with the last word of the first line, and that is beginning. So this last word of the first line should be indicated with the first small letter, that is A. Now we will turn toward the second line. The last word of the second line is make. This word is not a rhyming pair of the first one, which is indicated by A. So this word should be indicated by another letter, that is B. Now we will turn towards the third line. The last word of the third line is again different from the first and second. It is not the rhyming pair of the first one, which is indicated by A, and not the rhyming pair of the second one, which is indicated by B. It is totally different. So it should be indicated by another different letter, that is C. And now turning towards the last line of the stanza, last word of the last line is take. And this word is a rhyming pair of the last word of the second line, that is make. Make word is indicated by letter B. So this word should be indicated with the same letter, that is B, because make and take, this is a pair of rhyming word. Now it will be like that A, B, C, B. But while we are writing rhyming scheme, we have to write down like that ABCB. So there should be no gap in between the letters, and there should also be no comma in between the letters, and the letters must be always small. There should be no capital letter. And the number of letters which will be in rhyming scheme, it will totally depend upon the number of lines included in the stanza. In this way, we can decide the rhyming scheme of each and every stanza of any poem. So, in the third activity, our right option is ABCB. Means the rhyme scheme of this poem is ABCB. Now, turning towards the next activity, that is match the lines in column A with the figures of speech in column B. So, column A includes some sentences, some lines of the poem, and we have to match those lines with the figures of speech which are given in column B. So first line of the poem is decisions I must make. While learning the poem, we have introduced this figure to you. Decisions I must make. This line consists of the figure inversion, because this line is not written in its proper order. Its order is jumbled for more poetic effect. So the figure consists of inversion. Second line is, please open up my eyes, dear Lord. This line consists of the figure apostrophe. This figure is new for you because we have not yet introduced this figure. So figure apostrophe means addressing to the person who is not present before us. So teenager in this poem is addressing the Lord, yet Lord is not present before her. She is addressing the Lord and requesting some things from him. That's why this line consists of the figure apostrophe. The third one is travel down the darkened road. This line consists of the figure alliteration. So this figure is also introduced while learning the poem. Alliteration means the repetition of the same sound in the beginning of the word. So in this line, the sound of d is repeated more than one time, means two times in this line. Down, darken. These two words consist the same sound of the d. Down, darken. So the figure is alliteration. The last line is, I can choose to take the road of life. This line consists of the figure metaphor. This figure is also not introduced to you. Metaphor is called as implied simile. In simile, comparison is done by using some comparative words like as, so. But in metaphor, the comparison is done without using the comparative words. Here, the word road is used for the way of life on which we are going, we are passing. So indirectly the road is taken as our way of life, and that's why the line consists of the figure metaphor. Here the definition of the figure alliteration is given for you. I have already explained you how alliteration is decided in the poem. So here one activity is also given to you. Find out more examples of alliteration from other poems in your book. So while we will learn the other poems from the book, we have to find out more examples of this figure, that is alliteration. Now turning towards the next activity, that is elements of planning an interview. This is group activity, so you have to solve this activity by yourself. I am only going to explain the points which are included in this activity. So before discussing about the elements of planning of interview, we must understand what is interview. So the definition of interview, we can say like that. Interview is a structural conversation between two persons aiming at gaining information from one of them. Means two persons are discussing structurally, and one is giving information and one is asking questions to gain information from the another one. Now we will discuss upon these elements of interview. The first element is format or structure. So in this first point, we can say that it is in the form of question and answer. Means what is the format or structure of an interview? So interview is always in the form of questions and answer. Means interviewer is asking questions and interviewee is giving answers or giving information related to those questions. Second element is size or length. How much? Means what should be the size or what should be the length of an interview? So the answer is it should not be too long or it should not be too lengthy. It should always aim at gaining information. It should not be boring. Third element is do's and don'ts, rules and regulations. Means here we have to discuss about which things should be included in interview and which things should be avoided while planning or while structuring the questions for interview. So there are some important points in do's and don'ts for interview. Questions must be in proper sequence. Means sequential order of the questions is must while planning the interview. Answers should be interlinked with each other. Means interlinkation is must in each answer. The language of both the persons, means interviewer and interviewee, must be very polite. Means the language or the information or the answers which are given by a person should not harm the emotions of any person, or it should not be humiliated. Type of questions, yes no questions or double-edged type. So both the type of questions, means yes no questions and double-edged type of questions, should be included while constructing the questions for interview. In this activity, we have to prepare 10 questions to interview any successful teenager. And the special guideline is given for you, standard template for conducting an interview. So by using this guideline, you can definitely prepare 10 questions to interview any successful teenager. Now we will turn toward the next activity, that is seventh activity. Read the poem, write an appreciation of the poem in about 12 to 15 sentences with the help of the following points. So here we can clearly see some points are given here to write down the appreciation of the poem. But now these points in our textbook are related to the old syllabus which was used the last year 10th standard. But now as per the change syllabus or change pattern of the 10th standard board exam, these points are lessened down, and we will see which points are included in the critical appreciation of the poem. According to the new pattern of board syllabus, these 5 points are included while writing critical appreciation of the poem. The first point is title. Here we have to write down the title of the poem, that is The Teenager's Prayer. It carries half mark. Second point is poet. So here we have to write down the name of the poet or poetess of the poem. So here the name of the poet of Teenager's Prayer is J. Morse. Third point, the name of the poet also carries half mark. Third point is rhyme scheme. Just I have introduced you how to decide the rhyme scheme of each stanza. So definitely you can decide the rhyme scheme of each stanza. It carries 1 mark. Then figure of speech. It also carries 1 mark. In match the columns, we have introduced 4 figures which are there in the poem. So you can also write down those figures with the examples. And the last point, which is of theme or central idea. So it carries 2 marks and it is important aspect of the poem, means you have understood the poem well or not. So if you have understood the poem well, then only you can write down the theme or central idea of the poem. Theme or central idea of this poem, we can say that while passing our life, there are so many problems or obstacles in our life. But at that time, we have to choose our proper way of life, and we must be ready with fit and healthy body and mind to face those problems. Here we have come to the last activity of English workshop. So this activity is look around in your vicinity, means in your surrounding, your family, friends, neighbors, classmates, and write about any 4 teenagers who have made a name for themselves by doing something extraordinary. Means in short, we have to find out some extraordinary teenagers which are living around you, and you have to take some information from them. According to these points, teenager group, their name, and special extraordinary task or things which they have performed. So this is the activity which you have to do by yourself. Thanks for watching this video. We will meet soon in another video. Thanks again.